Hi everyone, I'm Polly G and welcome to Fashion with Me. My channel focuses on makeup and fashion and how to always look your best and put together. I believe makeup should always be classy, not overdone, and should always complement and go well with your outfit. So for today's video, the star of the show is going to be this Revlon lipstick in the color Cherries in the Snow. I think this is such a beautiful color and I think it goes exceptionally well with this black turtleneck sweater that I'm wearing. This look would still go well if you were wearing a V-neck sweater in black, like in this photo. But because the turtleneck comes right up to my face, I think it really pulls this look together well. In my opinion, I think this color lipstick works best with darker colors. I think it would look beautiful with navy blue. Definitely like it with black. Might look even really pretty with an emerald green. I don't think it would be as flattering with lighter colors. I'm sure you can wear it with lighter colors, but I just don't think it would work as well. I don't think it would be as flattering. So for me, anytime I wear this color lipstick, I prefer to wear it with much darker colors. Okay, so if you'd like to see how I created this look, please keep on watching. Okay, so I have already cleansed my skin and put on all of my moisturizers. If you have seen my channel before, you know that I always use the same products up until the eyeshadow application. So if you have already seen those steps and would like to skip to that step, I will have a timestamp listed down below when that portion of the video begins. Okay, so for the first item that I always use is my primer, and for that I will use the Glow Activator Primer. This is the Glow Activator Primer that I love to use. I think this works great. It gives you a nice, smooth, velvety finish to your skin, and I love it, and I use this every day. I just squirt out a little pump, and then just start applying all over my face, down my neck. And then what is left on my hands, I just lightly go over my eyelids. I never put it directly on my eyelids, it's it's too much. But when you just have a little bit of residue left, I just like to swipe it across. I think it helps with the makeup application as well. And this is just a really, really nice primer. Okay, so as my primer is drying, I am going to curl my eyelashes. Next, onto my foundation. For that, I use the True Match foundation in the color True Beige. This is the older version. They do have a new version with a pump, but I have heard that the colors are not 100% the same. They're very similar, but not 100% the same. And I don't even think the formula is 100% the same. So I do wish this had a pump, but I really do like this formula. And I do think they still make it without the pump, but just wanted to bring that to your attention just to make sure you get the color that you want. Now, when I put on my foundation, I like to use these dense big brushes for my foundation, and I just pour a little bit out, or if you have a pump, obviously you can put a little pump right onto the brush. I try to get not too much on the brush, just a little, and then I will take that and just dab all over before I start blending. Okay, and then stop blending. With that little bit of amount, look how much I got on my skin. I mean, you really don't need a whole lot here. And then I'm just going to start blending. I take it up over my ear, down by my neck, under my chin, my jawline. Make sure everything is smooth. And these brushes, in my opinion, just give a really, really nice, flawless finish. And I will have all the products that I'm using, including my brushes, listed in the description box down below in case you are interested in anything. If I don't have the exact brush, if that's not available, I will link something similar. And then again, I take what is left on the brush and go across my eyelids. Next, I use my concealer from Maybelline. It is the Age Rewind Eraser in the color Medium, number 130. And that I put under my eyes, on my lids, because I do not use an eyelid primer, so I use my concealer as my primer, and I think it works really well. Then I put this right around my nose, around the corners of my mouth, and then just anywhere where I have any spots or anything that I want to cover up. Then I will take a brush similar to the foundation brush, just a smaller version, and I will blend this all in. Now, you don't want to blend because it's a concealer, so you kind of want to tap and blend. But I still think these brushes work really, really well for blending. They don't take a lot of effort, and I think they work great. So I'm kind of tapping and blending, I guess, until you get the desired coverage that you are looking for. Sometimes, like, I think I had a little too much fun over the holidays, and my skin has got a little bit of pimples coming out, a little bit of imperfections going on here. So I'm just gonna press right on those areas and cover those as best I can. Next, for my powder, I love this translucent powder from Kat Von D. It is a setting powder. I love it. I think it works great. It does what it says it's going to do. It just locks everything in place, and it doesn't settle into any lines or anything. It's just a really, really nice powder. This is the one item that I use that is not drugstore. I want to say for the full size, it's about $25. I could be wrong about that, but I think so. This is actually the travel size, but even the travel size, this lasts forever. I use this every day, and it really goes a long way. I just put a little in my cap like that and swirl it around. And then I basically just put it anywhere that I put the concealer. I need a little more there. And just let that settle in. But again, it just, in my opinion, works great and holds everything in place. Next, I will put on my bronzer, and for that, I always use this Forever Sun-Kissed from e.l.f. I really like this bronzer. I think this works with a lot of different skin tones, and it just brings some warmth into my face. And for this, I'm going to use this bronzing brush from e.l.f. And it has a slight angle to it like that. And I'm going to start right under my cheekbone and apply most of it there. And then start sweeping it up around my cheek. And then I go around my hairline and down my jawline. And then bring it down my neck. And then just deepen this up as much as you feel you need. Other side, same thing. I'm starting right where underneath my cheekbone is, in that little bit of that hollow area. And do not come far down. I'm stopping right about here and then bringing it up onto my cheek. Then I'll come down further up here and then go around my forehead, down my chin, jaw area, and down my neck. And then I'm sweeping what's left on my brush across my nose. Okay, and that's just going to bring in some nice warmth to my skin. Next, onto my eyebrows. I always use this eyebrow pencil from e.l.f. in the color Deep Brown. And I start with the spoolie end first and just brush through to get them the shape that I want. I basically use this pencil to fill in my brows and to cover up any of the grays that are in there. For my age, you know, I do have a lot of grays going on in there, so I will cover those up and just follow the natural shape of my brow. And on the other side. Then use the spoolie again on the other end just to push that product through, brush it through, make it look a little more natural, and it fills in all of those areas that you may have missed, and it makes it look more natural. And over that, I like to use the Wow Brow from e.l.f. in the color Deep Brown, and I'm going to put that over, lightly brush that on. And again, this just gives a little bit more depth to my brow and holds everything in place. Like that. Okay, so because we are keeping this look today more neutral, I am going to use my brown eyeliner pencil in the color Spice Chocolate, and I'm going to put this under my lower lash line. I don't put this on too heavy. I tried just to put it on lightly right on the lash line, just to frame my eye. If you feel this is too much for you, depending on your eye shape, you may not want to do this step, but for me, I like it, and it just frames my eye on the bottom and just kind of gives a nice, it doesn't close my eye in, but gives a nice frame to my eye. So again, this is up to you, depending on your own eye shape, if you think this will work for you or not. Or you may, instead of putting it all the way across, another way to do it is to just go halfway. If you feel going across all the way closes your eye in too much, try doing it halfway. I'll show you the difference. So I'm putting it here, and I'm doing it very lightly on the lash line. So see, now it keeps this side of my eye not so closed. But personally for me, I like it all the way across, but you know, again, do what you feel is comfortable for you. So very lightly, I'm putting that on, like that. Now onto the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow palette that I've chosen to use for this look is in the palette from Iconic, and it is called Velvet Rose. And the colors that I chose to wear with this look is going to be this brown color here, this dark brown color here. That is going to be more of a highlighter shade up here, and then I'm going to use this dark brown, dark black actually, for a little bit of a liner. So these are the colors that I'm going to be using for this look. So the first color I'm going to start with is this color right here. Make sure I'm pointing at the right one. Some of these shades do have a lot of fallout when you put your brush into the color, so you just want to make sure you tap off any excess. And I'm going to start out here, do a windshield washer motion in the crease, and start blending it up towards my brow bone. And for this step, I am using the Wet n Wild blending brush. I think I mentioned this before, but it has this little indent right here, which I think is really helpful to know where to hold the brush so that you don't get too much or too little, depending on how you're holding it, because it does make a difference with the application. Other side. The excess, and we're going to put that here and bring it up towards the bone. And just make sure they're even. Like that. Next, I'm going to use that darker brown right next to it, and I'm going to put that. And again, tap off the excess. I'm going to put that in the outer corner. And I'm pulling down what's left and pulling up over here. Also what is left on my brush. And just blend that in. That is just going in the outer corner, a little bit down, and pull up what's left. Like that. Then the other side, same thing. Tap off that excess and putting that in the outer corner. Always start at the at your lashes. When you're putting on a dark color like this, always start it at the base and work it up, because that is where you want the darkest part to be, is at the base of your lashes. And then you're going to pull up again what is left on the brush, and like that. Then we're going to go back in with our transition shade brush, just kind of wipe off any excess that's on there, and we're going to soften all of this just around the edges. Like that. Next, I am taking a pencil brush similar to the one that I used in the darker shade. These are both e.l.f. brushes. They are called smudge brushes. I'm going to use a different one for this eyeshadow, and that's going to be the light color here on the top. And for that, tap off any excess again. I'm going to put that right under my brow. and all down here in the inner corner and working it towards the center. Where the brown stops is basically where you want to bring that in and blend those two together slightly. And you can even put a little bit here on the tear duct. And put that in the inner corner again, pulling it all the way over to that brown. And just sort of blending. And a little in the tear duct again. Okay, again, going back to our blending brush, and we are just going to soften all around again. Then I want to deepen up my corners a little bit for this look. I think with this lipstick, because it is so bright and bold and everything, I think that making our eyes a little darker is really going to complement the look really well. So for this, I'm going to use this flat brush, liner brush, and we're going to use this dark black on the end. Tap that. And I'm going to start right on the upper lash line and start pressing. Now for this on the top, I am only going to go halfway. And then I'm going to bring down this again, tapping on the outer lashes. Not even halfway, but just a little bit down. Maybe about the size of the liner brush. I would just go just a little bit right there on the lower bottom lash. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is take this brush with the shorter part is going to go against your eye. Now, this placement is important if you're going to try this technique, because you want the placement to go correctly so that it goes up. If you put it wrong, it could go down. Now, I am almost 62 years old, so when I rest my eyes are going to, droop a little bit. But if I go like this, and when I put this on, you'll see a much longer line. But when I rest, that line's going to pretty much disappear. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to take this liner, and I'm going to start right at the corner of my eye, and it's angling up. I'm not angling out, I'm angling up with a slight curve. It's not going straight up, of course, but it's going up and out, and I'm just going to press right there. And you see what that does? So what it's doing is, so when I go like that, the line looks a lot longer, but when I rest my eyes, it kind of disappears a little bit. So this is going to be tricky, and you got to practice with your own eye shape and how much your eye comes down once you've placed that, to know about how big to make that little mark when you do this technique. So, but I think it works really well, and it just brings in a little bit of depth to your eye. And it's not a wing like you'd be using a liquid pencil or what they use for wings a lot. I think those, especially for a woman my age, those are way too intense, too harsh, so I stay away from those. But I do like to have a little bit of a lift. So again, let me show you on this side. And I'm going to put it right on the corner and angle it just slightly and press. And it just gives that little bit of lift, like that. Okay, next we are going to tightline. And for when I tightline, I use the same style pencil as I did for the lower lash, the Neutrogena pencil, but this is in the color black. I think these pencils are great for tightlining because they just glide very easily and smoothly. There's no tugging and pulling, and I find they don't smudge. They stay all day, and I think they work great. So I'm following. Now for this, I'm doing the whole eye, not halfway. I'm pushing heavier on the outer portion because that's where I want it to be the darkest, but then I'm also pulling it all the way down so there's no break. And you'll get a cleaner look that way. Same on this side. just let the pencil do the work. It'll glide. You know, take your time and just let the pencil glide on your upper lash line. This does not go in the waterline. This goes right on your lash line. And you're just following that. Like that. Next, moving on to blush. And for blush, I have chosen this color Rosewood from L'Oreal. And I think this color will work well with this Cherries in the Snow lipstick. I really don't want to put a whole lot of blush with this look because this lipstick is very bold and I just don't want to look clownish. So I think this will complement this well, but I'm not going to put a lot on. I just want to put a little bit. So I'm going to take the blush and just on my highest part of my cheek, just going to lightly drop some color there. I don't even think I'm going to use a highlighter with this look because I just think it's too much. I'm not doing any shimmers with this look, and a highlighter can sometimes bring in some shimmer, so I'm going to stay away from a shimmer. I want this to pretty much be more of a complete matted look. So I'm just putting this right on the highest part of my cheek and not doing too much. Can always add a little more once the lipstick goes on to see if I need it, but right now I think I'm going to stop there. Okay, so now onto the lipstick. This is the star of the show. And for this lipstick, I am not going to use a lip liner in the color that is close to the lipstick. For several reasons, I think this lipstick's plenty bold all on its own. It's bright enough on its own. It doesn't need any more color to be brought in. But I do like to use a lip liner just so that it helps keep everything, you know, where it's supposed to be, so it won't bleed or anything like that. But the second reason that I like to use a lighter color lip liner is because when you're wearing a dark color lip like this, and as you're eating or drinking, the lipstick's going to start to fade away. And that's actually okay with this lipstick because the lipstick will stay on to a certain extent. But if you have a dark lip liner around your lips and your lipstick is starting to wear away, and this is a Revlon lipstick, it's not a stain of any kind, so it is going to start to wear away. But because it's dark, it will stay on a little bit longer than most. But again, you don't want to have that line left around your lips as your lipstick is wearing away. It's not a good look, and with the natural lip liner, when that starts to happen, it's not going to be noticeable. So that's another reason why I'm choosing to use a lighter lip liner. So what I've chosen to wear with this is the NYX lip liner in the color Natural. Oh, and I don't know if I said this earlier, but I already put on some lip balm. I always, especially when you're wearing a dark color like this, you want your lips to be nice and smooth. So I think wearing a lip balm ahead of time will help that, because you don't want your lips to be dry, because the lipstick will settle into some of those creases in your lips, and we don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to put the lip liner on. I'm going to overextend just a little down here, and then just follow the natural line of my lip. And same up here, overextend it just a little bit around the Cupid's bow. And follow my natural lip. Okay, now onto the lipstick. And for this, I'm going to put on directly onto my lips, but I'm not going to go super close to the outside of my lips. For that, I'm going to finish off with a lip brush. This is actually not a lip brush. It's called an e.l.f. concealer brush, but it's super, super tiny, and it works fine. I don't have a lip brush, so I'm going to use this, but if you do have a lip brush, that'll work fine as well. Okay, so we're going to start with applying this directly onto the lips. Like that. Then I will take that little brush and pick up the lipstick and start following the line of my lip. I hope I don't make a mess, because I shouldn't be talking while I'm doing this, but hopefully. All right, I'm going to stop talking because I am going to make a mess, so I'll try to talk at a break. So you can see I'm just following the outline of my lips with this lip brush. And then I'm going to apply more to get the amount of color that I want. Okay, and I usually use a gloss over my lipstick. I always like that look, but for this look, again, I'm trying to keep everything kind of matte and I don't want to bring in a lot of shine or gloss, so I'm going to keep it the way it is. I think this looks good. Okay, now moving on to mascara. For my mascara, for evening looks, I always like to use my Lash Paradise mascara in black. And I think this is definitely more of an evening look. This is a look that I would probably wear out to dinner with my husband or out with, to drinks with some friends. It's up to you if you would choose to wear it during the day. But to me, this is more of an evening look. And because of that, I'm going to go with my Lash Paradise mascara just to deepen up those eyes a little bit. One thing I like to do, I do not put mascara on my bottom lashes. I feel it pulls my eye down too much, but I do put the mascara right on the outer corner of the lower lashes. I find that that opens up your eye without pulling your eye down. Getting a little something right there, okay. And other side. And let's put on a second coat here, just on the outer half of my eye. And I don't know, again, if you've seen any of my other makeup tutorials, but I do not use false eyelashes. I have said this several times, but for my age, I don't feel false eyelashes are flattering. I think that they make me look like I'm trying too hard. So I just like to use a deeper mascara. I think that works better, and I think it gives a more natural look rather than this full eye look that just kind of looks silly on me. So again, that's up to you. If you feel false eyelashes work for you and you want to wear them, that's personal preference, but I choose to just stick with the mascara. Okay, so here is the final look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel grow. Also, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below what you thought of this video. I would really love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. And in the meantime, keep it classy, keep it stylish, and always be your best self. Bye.